Hey everyone, welcome back to MSTR Daily. My name is Matt, and in this video, we're going to talk about the Friday jobs number and how the market responded this morning, including MSTR's relative strength compared to the price of Bitcoin. We're also going to talk about the MSTR and Tether accumulation rate compared to the daily issuance of Bitcoin. Then we're going to look at a few bullish investment ratings from Cantor Fitzgerald and Barclays and a few other juicy macro headlines. For the first story, this morning, the BLS released very important jobs data. The unemployment rate declined from 4.3% to 4.2%, which was right in line with expectations. Now, this is good for the economy. However, when you look at the June and July revisions, they were both revised downward by 25,000 jobs and 61,000 jobs respectively. This is the ongoing trend for the jobs numbers, where they're released and then a few months later they are revised downwards quite substantially. So we'll see how that continues in the future. Some investors on Twitter were speculating that the market was reacting poorly to this news because it raises the chances for a 25 basis point cut over a 50 basis point cut, which would make sense, but the CME Watch tool actually shows a coin flip on the odds, and this is an increase of about 9% from yesterday. So the market is still starting to price in that a 50 basis point cut is just as likely as a 25 basis point cut. Now, whether they do 50 or 25 at this meeting or the next, I do think that there is a perspective out there that they should have cut in July, and now they're trying to decide where they want to fit that cut in. I think the Fed has the most cover to cut 50 in September and then do 25 bip cuts after that and just call them maintenance cuts, not to spook the market too much, but we will see how the Fed's monetary policy develops over the coming months. For our second story, River released this chart that shows the daily accumulation rate of MSTR and Tether. Now, they probably aren't buying daily, but this is the daily average of the total Bitcoin that they have purchased over the previous years. And if you add them together, you can see that they are accumulating 269 Bitcoin a day, which is over half of the new daily issuance of 450 from the miners. We're in a boring, sustained period of distribution, but it is cool to see that these two companies are gathering up a lot of coins. Next up, we have this interesting chart of Bitcoin below the short-term holder cost basis. Now, since the end of 2022, the only time that Bitcoin has spent a considerable amount of time below that short-term cost basis level was Q3 of 2023. And then it broke out in October and November. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to happen this time, but if history were to repeat, we're about a month away from a breakout back above the short-term holder cost basis, which typically acts as support in bull markets. So hopefully we can break out of it in October or November and then continue to use it as support and not resistance going forward over the coming 14 to 16 months or so. Even though we've had some horrible price action recently, we have had a few large investment banks come out with strong buy ratings on MSTR. In August, Cantor Fitzgerald came out with an overweight rating on MSTR with a $194 price target. And then yesterday, Barclays also rated MSTR as overweight with a price target of 146. If you go back a few months, we can see that Maxim Group also has a buy rating and target of $183, along with Bernstein, who has the most bullish price target of $289 with an outperform rating. I'm not sure how much these ratings are worth, but it's cool to see that a few investment banks are bullish on MSTR. Along with these bullish ratings, we can see that 942 funds or institutions have reported positions in MicroStrategy, which is an increase of 149 owners or 18% since the last quarter. MicroStrategy seems to be the best beta play for these institutions to get leveraged access to Bitcoin in their funds. Next, I want to highlight a post from the solo hedge fund manager, Dr. Jeff Ross. He is my favorite macro analyst in the space, and this is what he's seeing in the market right now. Quote, "As a macro investor, it's hard to express how happy this bullish divergence between Bitcoin price and global M2 monetary supply makes me. It supersedes all other macro data and TA nonsense. In short, it is the primest of prime stacking opportunities for the coming 4 to 5 quarters. Recall that, among other things, the Bitcoin monetary network is the great absorber of liquidity. I doubt that these fire sale prices will last much longer." And then fire and rocket emoji. And on his chart, you can see that the Bitcoin price is declining compared to a rise in global M2 by $3 trillion. He is bullish that the price action will correlate soon with an increase in Bitcoin's price as it soaks up the new liquidity coming in the future. The Bitcoin price touched 53,000 today, and the current sentiment is very bearish. Now, this is very typical for September, and my unprofessional opinion is that October and November will be very great months for Bitcoin, so I'm excited to see what comes next. Thanks for watching this shorter Friday video. Enjoy your weekend. If you did enjoy it, please like the video, and if you want to join MSTR Pro for my private MSTR option trading videos, you can check that out in the description below. And with that, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.